Hello all of you Blood Bowl fanatics, it's me, Jules Gridiron Gill, here with a brand new matchup between the Ronda-Rotters and the East Vale Ember Eaters, aka the College of Shadows and the College of Fire, and we're going deep down below to play a good old game of Dungeon Bowl for you today. Heading up the Ronda-Rotters is Helena Heartbreaker Hexsmith. And captain of the East Vale Ember Eaters is Gary Greasefire Falcone. Now, Hexsmith is going to be supported by her Dark Elf Blitzer and a Dark Elf Runner, as well as some classic linemen, and also backing her up are some sneaky Skaven in the form of a Thrower, a Gutter Runner, a Blitzer, and of course the good old Clan Rats. Now, on the other side, we've got two big, large, and in charge ogre boys. One is a runt punter, and they are supported by the sturdy and stoic dwarves. We have a runner here and some linemen. And to round things off, we've got everyone's favourite, Gnoblars. As many as you can count, or in my case, as many as you can kill. Now in today's dungeon, as you'll be able to see, there are two entrances to the touchdown zones, meaning there are two ways to get that ball over the line. But we also have to contend with little things like, a dragon, a fiery chasm that will see your player killed if they're pushed into it, a murky room which will cause you to trip on a 1 or a 2 when you rush, and the banquet hall where you can throw food at one another should the opportunity and mood strike. These teams are ready to scrap, but first, they've got to find the ball, which, as you all know, is located in one of 6 chests that are dotted around the dungeon. Helping them zip about the place are some handy-dandy teleporters. We've got an hour and a half on the clock to play, so let's get down to it. Game on! So, Beanie won the activation first and started moving players through the dungeon. He blocked off this corridor over here and started gathering people around that teleporter, and it wants to move towards the stinky room over there to open the chest. I definitely don't want to bring somebody in at the moment and roll a 4 because I will be in deep trouble, but that was all the movement that he did, so we moved on to my activation. I responded in kind by moving my players forward, making sure that I blocked the corridor up there, and keeping Hexsmith at the back to bark orders at the rest of her team. Also, not to be pushed into the fiery chasm. Then we moved back over to Beanie, who moved forward into the stinky room, but he was not going to open the chest straight away. Instead, he opened another chest which contained a bomb. Now, in this case, you've got to knock your player down, make an armor roll against them, but I did not break the armor this time around. He also teleported a Gnoblar in as well, who's sitting there loud and proud. In my turn, I teleported somebody in from my dugout and landed here. Teleporter 1, the Blitzer, arrived. The Clan Rat decided to run down towards the feasting hall, but did not have enough movement to get to the chest. Then I started defending the corridor over here because I thought that would be a good choke point. Then finally, Hexsmith decided to charge forward and open the chest. She had more than enough movement to get there. We decided to open the chest and it was a bomb. An armor roll was made, but did not break her armor. She stands tall. Well, not standing because she's knocked over by the... But you know what I mean. Over to Beanie's turn. Beanie started coming into the kill point, stood the lineman back up again, and teleported a player into objective number 3. The rump hunter has landed with a big thud, and things are about to get literally kicked off. The Troll Slayer moved in to do a block, but unfortunately he knocked himself down. I didn't break the armor, but it did cause a turnover. I started things off by teleporting somebody in to objective number 3, which is where the rump hunter was. Oh dear, looks like we're going to bounce some people around. The ogre got bounced to Portal 2. Into the feasting room. Well, I'm sure that he'll be happy. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet in there. Then I decided to get all 3 of my players to start fouling the Troll Slayer who had just fallen over. So I get +2 to my roll here, which broke the armor of the Troll Slayer. A good kicking indeed. But because he has a thick skull, I only managed to stun him. Now, activating somebody in the Dragon's Room, you roll a dice at the beginning, and if you get a 5, unfortunately, they are burned alive and they have to do an armor roll against them. Broke the armor of the first guy, but did do no damage, so he's still stunned. Then I moved over to the next person, the Blitzer. Let's see if he can do any better. Oh dear, there's a 6, fantastic. But did not break the armor this time. And finally, the last guy, surely not. Oh, come on, why am I rolling so spicy now? But the armor did not break. But all 3 of them just taking a wee nap. The Clan Rat moved into the feasting hall, past the runt punter to try and open the chest, and it was another bomb. Come on, where's the ball? I was knocked down. Was the armor broken? Of course it bloody was on a 10. But surely I'll be fine now. Oh no! I died. He's dead. That caused a turnover, and Beanie decided to bring somebody in who bounced my Blitzer from Teleporter 1 over to Teleporter 4, and the other ogre arrived on the battlefield. The rump hunter decided to move up over here to kick the living crap out of Hexsmith, but even though there's a big POW there, and even though this definitely broke her armor, there was just something we forgot. Did he pass his bonehead test? Did he, Beanie? Let's roll. Oh, looks like he's stupid. So unfortunately, nothing happened on that one there. Beanie then decided to open a chest with his Snotling, who unfortunately had his armor broken by the explosion and then died. Oh, very dead indeed. This caused a turnover for me. I teleported somebody in. Teleporter number 6 received a big old dose of Dark Elf Runner. Runner versus Runner in the corner. Starting things off, he finally didn't get burned to a crisp, but he had to get back up, use the remaining movement and his agility to get over to the chest, which he passed, but he chose not to open the chest. Unfortunately, this other guy was not so lucky and got burned to a crisp, but did not have his armor broken. College of Shadows, fouling time again. Let's kick the crap out of this Troll Slayer. We broke the armor in style, but unfortunately only managed to stun him again. The Clan Rat moved around the corner, as did the Blitzer, to make sure that we locked up that area, and Hexsmith decided to move forward to do a Blitz. Now she's got the Frenzy ability, which means I can follow up and do another block attack, and I don't need to worry about the tackle zone of the Ogre because he is stupid, so he loses his tackle zone. Then I decided to move around, passing agility tests all over the place and advancing into the Stinky Room. I decided to go for it to try and open the chest to catch the other lineman in the explosion, but unfortunately a 1 and a 2 resulted in a fall, so I fell over. Did not break her armor though, but it did cause a turnover. A Nobbler arrived at the beginning of Beanie's turn at Teleporter 3, and now the Ogre decided to see if he was smart enough to move or do anything else, but let's see if he gets burned alive first. He did not get burned alive. The lineman decided to open up the box. It was another bomb. The armor was broken in style. It did not do any damage, so he was just stunned. Now back over to my turn. We know where the ball is now. He had to dodge out of the tackle zone. We finally found the ball. But will the Dark Elf lineman be able to pick up the ball? I rolled a 1, so I had to use a team reroll, of which we both have 2. He finally picks up the ball. We now have it in my possession. Now, I had an option here to try and go for it, so he's going to try and go for it through the teleporter. He moved through around. That was me passing my go for it test. He went into the teleporter, but where would he end up? He ended up where the Dark Elf Runner was, which means that he bounced his mate out of the way and then decided to try and pass off the ball onto the Skaven Blitzer, but he failed it, so I had to use a team reroll, and I got a 1, which means I dropped the ball, which bounced all over the place off the wall twice, and then finally landed next to Beanie's Runner. The Nobbler decided to try and pick up the ball, which he failed, so Beanie used a team reroll, which meant that he did pick up the ball eventually. So now he has it in his possession. The Dwarf lineman decided to block the Clan Rat that was right in front of him, knocking him back and down. He followed up. Did he break the armor? Let's take a look. He did not, with a double 1. Finally, Beanie brought in another Nobbler, which caused another bounce chain, knocking the lineman over into the feasting room and knocked the Clan Rat over where the Ogre is. What the hell's going on here? I started my turn off the only way that the Blitzer knows how, by trying to batter the Nobbler. He broke his armor and killed him. The Blitzer used the remaining activations to walk over to try and pick up the ball, which he managed to do, and ended his turn right next to another lineman to try and recoup and figure out what the hell to do next. I blocked up the far right corridors with Hexsmith and some other players. Over to Beanie's turn now, and he started things off with the Ogre, who passed his bonehead test and then wanted to punch the Clan Rat off of the teleporter, which he did with absolute style, but he did not manage to smash through his armor. The lineman versus the Blitzer knocked him down, followed up, did not break the armor again. The dwarves getting the punches in but not being able to crack the armor. The Troll Slayer then followed up, smashing into the other Clan Rat over there, which knocked him out entirely. And Beanie concluded with a push with his lineman against my Dark Elf Runner. At the beginning of my turn, I activated my Dark Elf Runner, who managed to jump into the teleporter in front of him, who ended up on a bounce chain and ended up next to the Blitzer with the ball. This is very fortuitous indeed. I stood up all of the players that I could and teleported in a catcher, which unfortunately ended up in 3, not very useful at all. The Blitzer decided to go against the lineman. Rolled the wrong dice, Jules. Good one. That's what we come here for. This is the quality that you expect on Live and Let's Dice. But I did manage to get the stumble, which pushed him back and followed up. Did I break the armor? Oh, you best believe I did. Did I do the damage, though, where it counts? Obviously not. Stunned him good and proper, though. Then for some unknown reason, I decided to declare a block against the Ogre. It was double dice uphill rolling, so Beanie gets to select the option, and he selected that I fell down on my ass. Not a very smart move, broke my own armor, classic. But did I get any damage done? No, just stunned this time around, but that did cause the end of my turn. Beanie started things off by surrounding my Dark Elf lineman over here, just to make sure that it was as difficult as possible for me to escape. His final activation saw the Ogre declare a block against the Skaven Thrower, but unfortunately he rolled it both down, then had to re-roll using his last team re-rolls, and rolled terribly again. Disaster for the Ember Eaters, because that meant that he fell down and caused a turnover, which was definitely something the Ronda Rotters would look to capitalize on as we go to the coach cam.
So I'm in a very strange position over here, because even though I could foul over here, and trust me, I bloody well want to, I've moved these people up here to try and get this corridor under my control, but I have to get past the Ogre. That is going to be pretty brutal, but I'm going to do it anyway. So first things first, can the Blitzer give me the ball? One. Just one. Over there. Agility test. Can he pick it up? He can pick it up. Good for him. So he has dumped off the ball to him, or handed off the ball. Here we go, Bean. This is for all the marbles. It's 2 up normally, 3 up for him. Does he have the dodge skill? We'll find out in a minute. He passes the first one. Then across here. Round the corner. It's another one. Now all he's got to do is get one more. Oh, the pressure's too much.
Let's see it.
Yes!
You actually won the touchdown!
Yes!
Someone won!
Touchdown! Brobner! Oh, that was a brilliant game indeed.
That was really silly.
Look at the bloody bloodbath that's over here. But there we go. The College of Shadows racks up 1 point against the College of Fire, also known as the Ronda Rotters and the
East Vale Ember Eaters.
Thank you so much, Coach Beanie, for joining me here in the deepest, darkest dungeons of Dungeon Bowl. Now, if people want to follow you on Instagram, where can they find you? Damn right you can. You can find me at RetroJ_Insta. This has been Dungeon Ball, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.